What's up, guys? This is going to be the part two vehicle side of best kit and vehicle setup. Again, this is all my opinion, but I have been taking top of the boards a lot lately and doing really well. KDR is climbing through the roof. So I think I have a little idea of what I'm talking about. So sit back, enjoy the video, and thanks for watching.
What's up, guys? I am back with the part two to wrap this up with Conquest Large / Rush, what I think are the best kit and vehicle setups. And I have been taking top of the boards quite often lately if you look at my videos, and I think I have a little idea of what I'm talking about here. This Conquest Large for my main battle tank, the Savage Shell. It just, to me, there's honestly no difference, except this thing, I can hit you across the map with barely aiming above you. The HE shell is just so, it's like a rainbow. You know, you're gonna have to get like at least two shots off to get milled in before you can get on target. So you've wasted half your ammo just to get on target for the guy to back up. The Savage Shell is just travels so fast. It's there on target. It literally has no drop. To me, it is the best shell. It's what I use. Conquest Large Staff Shell. And I'll do a demonstration here of what. See if I can get it to do it. Because this is how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to fire, and then when you switch, no matter what, this is going to have to reload, but so fire, see, I got to wait for the reload. See right there, I got it. I got them both off. There's the glitch. And if you can get that in a fight, you are going to take vehicles out so fast, it's going to be ridiculous. Boom, like see there, I got it. That tank's gone. That's not supposed to work like that. You're supposed to wait for the reload time every time you fire, no matter what, if it's reloaded or not. So that's a little glitch right there that works. The heavy machine gun, as you can see, is it put it on the end of the tank barrel there. There's a glitch where if you spawn into the tank, that big old box is going to be blocking your way, and you literally have to switch seats, so it's a complete waste. You know, and I've lost my driver's seat over that several times. But Rush, I prefer the light machine gun. A lot more infantry, not a whole lot of vehicles. This thing just puts them down so quick anyway. Guided shells, kind of worthless to me. Canister shells, another good one on Rush. You know, this thing is devastating against infantry, but Conquest Large, I use the Savage Shell, Staff Shell. All my vehicles, I use active protection. Boom, hit it. Blocks that one shot. I fire back. Now I got a one bullet lead or one hit lead on you. And always look for that too. When you're in any vehicle, if you see that, it's a big green light, you'll be able to see it. If that's on, don't even fire at him. It's just going to eat your bullet up anyway. Wait till it turns red, then that's off. It'll turn red. It's green when it's active, then it turns red for, I think, like 2 seconds. 3 seconds. I think they're both 3 seconds. I use active protection. Infrared and thermal are a joke. I use zoom optics on all my vehicles. Reactive armor on a tank. See, when I change it, you can see panels on the side. Basically what that is, reactive armor, if they hit me up top in the turret part or in the front, it literally does nothing. What reactive armor does on the tank on the sides here, it's for like if you get rocketed on the side or tank shot on the side, you know, you won't get that critical damage, you know, low power, it won't be able to move. And then you can see on the back how it puts that grate, which two tank rounds without reactive armor, and you are dead. 2 RPGs directly in the rear without reactive armor, and you are toast. So definitely recommend reactive armor for everything, except one conclusion, which we'll get to. Again, I use adaptive camos on everything. All personal preference. I like the Tiger. Gunner, I use belt feeder. This thing is a joke. Absolutely joke. And all it does is more like mess with your view and your driver's view. Because you can only pop it and it only goes so far. And then you got this big cloud of incendiary. And it's blocking your view. It's blinding you. It's blinding your driver. It's a waste. This thing comes in handy, but not really sometimes. I think it's more of a waste. I don't really use it. And proximity scan is a waste because it doesn't work like it should. Because, as if you read it, scans the area for surrounding vehicle. So it's not going to help you. I would definitely recommend this if it picked up infantry too. So if somebody's coming up to C4 me, I can tell. But I just use belt feeder and zoom optics. Infantry fighting vehicle, key. Only wreck time I recommend canister shell, because this thing is absolutely worthless against vehicles, is Dawnbreaker attacking and rush, where you get a LAV and they don't. This thing is devastating against infantry. This T-shell, I take them out. Did test and on this and in closed lobbies, where it was just me and a couple of my friends doing tests. And the 25 millimeter high explosive shell works way better against vehicles and infantry, so I recommend that. I use Zuni rockets on everything because they're very effective against infantry and vehicles. The tow missile, I block that all the time with my active protection. But I'm not saying it's worthless. I just prefer Zuni rockets. Again, active protection, zoom optics. Reactive armor is actually a lot more helpful on LAVs and AA, because if I see you don't get, it literally gives you 360-degree protection. So definitely reactive armor on the infantry fighting vehicles and the mobile anti-aircraft. Again, zoom, belt feeder. AA gun. See, if you're a terrible shot, I recommend the 20 millimeter cannon because it takes longer to overheat and you can get more rounds downstream. But if you got a good shot like I do, this thing burns out a lot faster and overheats a lot faster, and you don't get as many rounds, but it does more damage. So I use the 30 millimeter cannon. Active radar, unreal. If you're going to use Zuni rockets, drive this thing around and not take out air, when these things are scarce on certain maps, people like me would get very upset at you. Either passive radar if you don't have it unlocked. But active radar is literally OP as hell. I can just aim in the nearby direction, fire them, they'll find the nearest air target, lock on, boom, you're done. Active radar, can't recommend that. That's OP. Active protection, again, zoom optics to me, infrared and thermal are a waste. I find myself getting blinded more than seeing when I use those. Even though thermal is, it's just unreal because they're not realistic at all. And infrared would honestly, on every single fucking map, would be obsolete anyway. Infrared is night vision, bro. There are no night maps. Thermal would be very, very useful if it was like in real life, realistic. But I find it just a waste. I use zoom on everything. Again, reactive armor. Only time I would really give this up is for air radar. Because it highlights all aircraft. And that's basically what the AA gun's supposed to be taking out. So, but I kind of like to get up there and get in the action too with the 30mm cannon, so reactive armor it is for me. But if I would to change it, I definitely recommend air radar. Attack boats, here's another big key for me. I've tried them all. If you're strictly don't care about other boats or infantry or other stuff and just want to go total air, I recommend burst with passive radar. And then you can devastate little birds and all aircraft. I mean, you literally devastate. 30mm cannon, I don't recommend this at all. I'll tell you why. 30mm or 25mm cannon, you start off with 30 and you get 60 backup. Use the 30, you only start off with 15 in the clip and only 45 backup. And really, honestly, we did test closed on this test range and in lobbies where it was just me and a couple of my buddies, and the 25mm is where it's at. I had it on passive radar, but I'll tell you why. I always use Zuni. Tow blocks with active protection. TV guided missile. Now here's key. I do use this on certain maps. Parcel Storm, after that ship comes in and it turns literally into Hurricane Irene, and there's like 40-foot tsunamis, fucking waves, taller than your house. This thing is impossible to stay on target. I just use Zuni. But I do recommend TV guided until it gets all hairy and Parcel Storm, and then Siege of Shanghai. If you control C, TV missile definitely is where it's at. But I can't recommend the 25mm cannon enough. You just get more ammo, and there's really not that big of a difference, on damage wise between the 25 and the 30mm that I've found. And you just get way more ammo. Active protection again, zoom optics as always. I use belt feeder on this. I sometimes switch it up to proximity scan or air radar on certain maps, but belt feeder, and I'll tell you why. If you got a good crew, you got a guy on each gun, and this is what's key. The guy in the fourth seat here, if he's an engineer that rocks mechanic or anti-tank, doesn't matter, but I prefer mechanic, and he has a stinger and a repair torch, you are king shit on the sea. You are Captain Blackbeard and Queen Anne's Revenge, because he can not only repair you, but he can lock onto those pesky little birds flying up there hitting at you and get, at least if to not take them out, he can at least scare them off, to where they quit messing with you. But as of now, this is my setup. 25mm cannon, TV guided. If it gets too hairy, I switch to the Zuni, or if I can't get a proper fourth seat, I like to use sometimes the passive radar. But as of right now, 25mm cannon, TV guided missile, active protection, zoom, belt feeder. Because it does help when you're in a firefight against another boat, especially that doesn't have belt feeder. That 1 second reloading faster can win you the victory. Stealth jets, wouldn't know shit about them, don't use them. I heard they're all useless. Scout helicopters, really don't use them a whole lot. Not a real good pilot, I guess you'd say. And I don't understand how people don't get shot down left and right, because when we play, we shoot these things down left and right. But I do recommend 25mm cannon. Those things is so OP. My buddy, he uses 25mm cannon with laser guided and ECM jammer with belt feeder. As of right now, I don't really use them. I don't, fly. Attack helicopters since Battlefield 3, and they took away below radar and the gunner's flares, and it carried into this game. These are absolutely worthless. They get shot down so easy. They're so sluggish and unresponsive. You can't fly them like you could in Battlefield 3. I don't even never use them. And then as a gunner, it literally hit marker, hit marker, hit marker, hit marker. Oh, and then he finally dies, an infantry guy. Are you kidding me? And you run out of ammo so fast. These things are just useless to me. Attack jets, I've had friends that just go ham with these things. You know, they tons of, Hydra rockets, TV guided. If you can use these things are very effective if you know how to drop these on target. But I really don't have too much to say about flying because I really don't fly. Transport, obviously, there's nothing you can say about that, but adaptive camo. And this is my setup, what I use, and this is my opinion, the best setup for at least the tank, infantry fighting vehicle, mobile anti-aircraft, and attack boat. Really don't know much about flying. Gave you a few tips on scout helicopters. Those 25mm cannons are definitely OP, especially if you got a good aim. But that's my opinion. Part 2, wrapping it up with vehicles. This is Gravelstone. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Thanks for watching the video, guys, and if you really did enjoy it, please drop a like, and always, if you have not, hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Gravelstone, peace.